All right, we're just about ready for you. Again, I'm Carly, throwing it over here to Biggs, who's going to be your very talented speedrunner. Biggs, take it away.
Hello. I am BigScared. You can call me Big or Biggs. I'm a queer variety caster here on Twitch. Play a lot of scary games. I also go fast. And today we are playing one of my favorite speed games this year, Alone in the Dark Remake. Thank you all for all the generous donations towards the Black Goat incentive. So we will be seeing that boss fight at the end of this. But before we get started, I want to introduce my co-commentator, Astrid.
Hello, I am Astrid the Horror Girl. I play horror games and I speedrun horror games. And I also speedrun this particular game here. And me and BigScared are big fans of whatever this game is. And yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, this sure is a game, and we are going to go on an adventure together. You might notice two beautiful characters here. I'm hesitating because this is the only time you will see the mask model in this form. Unfortunately, the retro models do not translate, but we're going to get going here as Emily. Time's going to start when we hit the Chapter 1 title screen, which will be whenever that happens, real shortly. In 3, 2, 1, time starting. All right. We're just gonna schmoove. That's how I refer to this movement. It's not quite walking. It's not quite running. It's not quite a dodge roll. Astrid, how would you describe this movement tech?
Lunging, you know?
Lunging.
Getting your lunges in.
Nice.
But yeah, it's technically a little bit faster to be going from lunge to lunge, essentially, those little dodge movements, because those dodge movements are a little bit quicker than how Emily can actually run. It's faster than her running speed. But you have to be a little bit careful with it because Emily only lunges in a straight line. So if you have anything in the way while you are lunging, you bounce off of that object. And it can
I did that with that door just there.
Yeah, sometimes you try to judge the distance between lunging from one thing into another and you get it a little bit wrong and you end up whacking into the door that you are trying to just go through, and it sets you back a whole lunge and it's awkward.
Want to whack into doors, and we also don't want you to pet any giant dogs in Alone in the Dark. Thank you to Solmus218 for the $10 donation, and a reminder to not pet any giant dogs here.
Yeah, we don't want to pet the dog in this game. You'll understand what we mean when we say that when the dog shows up. Trust me. Thank you.
This game being a survival horror game, if anybody's familiar with the genre, you're familiar that the genre loves puzzles. And that's the first one that you see right there that's in this game. But there are all sorts of puzzles in this game. And a lot of them are just kind of like more advanced versions of that. You have to find the piece and then take them to where all the pieces belong and assemble a small little jigsaw puzzle, rotate the pieces, put them where they belong. That one was the easiest in the game. There are a couple more that we'll do, and they get much harder.
Yeah, the puzzles in this game are really fun because not only does the difficulty increase, the stakes increase because the reward is simply to complete another puzzle. And so you're rewarded for completing a difficult puzzle with an even more difficult puzzle.
It's true.
And it just becomes increasingly absurd as the game progresses.
Right now, you'll see that there's
never mind our friends here.
Yeah, these monsters.
Don't pet those either.
Right now, you're going to see Emily pick up an axe, a hatchet, if you will. Basically, there are moments, kind of like cinematic moments in gameplay, where you lose control over Emily and what she's doing. And that will cause you to basically be stuck. You can't move. You just stand there, look in horror, and you just have to be standing still. But if you are swinging a hatchet, then you can move. Easy, fixed, problem solved. Swing hatchet, you're moving. There you go.
You'd be surprised how often swinging a hatchet gets you out of a terrible situation in this game.
Yep. This is the first talisman puzzle. To get from one zone to another, you just got to do these little talisman puzzle codes. You find the answer to them on like little pieces of paper that are hidden somewhere, but we're speedrunning, so we know the answers. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, and while there are many like nesting dolls of puzzles that are featured in this run, I do want to be very clear that we know the answers to many of the puzzles already and are skipping several of them along the way. And so you'll notice at a certain point, I'm going to be entering a medallion code, a couple like zodiac codes, another medallion, a jigsaw back to back to back. There are like 3 other puzzles intended to be in that sequence of puzzles that we're just flat out skipping because we already know the solution.
And that was the fun lesbian woman in the green dress. We love her. One of the best characters.
Stan?
Yeah.
Icon and legend.
This is one of those instances where swinging axe stops Emily from being stuck at the door, being like, oh my gosh, the room has transformed into horror. And also this black slime slows her down anyways. The steps that she takes with the axe, and later BigScared will pick up a hammer, the lunges and steps that she takes to swing them, the forward momentum is actually faster than you get from her either tired walking or wading through water or any instances that would normally slow you down. So lots of axe swinging and hammer swinging later.
Emily also happens to just be a really big fan of the aesthetic of this game. And so there are several forced walking sequences where she's just appreciating the room around her. And while in a casual playthrough, you kind of want to join her in that moment and really take in how beautiful this game looks, in a speedrun, that cannot really be helpful. And so we swing the axe to get through that too. Here's a moment where we simply have to wait for a bucket. If there's anything you'd like to share with the stream, now's a great time.
Of course. Again, just a reminder that although we're not petting any dogs in this game, we do have a currently active incentive. If you donate, you have the chance for us to pet a giant dog at $1,300 tomorrow during Curse Crackers, for whom the bell toils. Which, you know, we pet the cat. It's time to pet that dog. You already know. Get some pet that dog in the chat. And of course, we have our bid war open to choose whether Cypher will be playing as either Batman or Robin. So you get the choice to either be the hero or a sidekick, which isn't that really the choice that we all have to make in life? Nothing against either one. Both have their functions. But again, you can attribute any donations to either or both of these incentives. And of course, it's all for charity. We're benefiting the Palestine Children's Relief Fund, which is the primary organization providing humanitarian aid in Palestine, providing life-saving relief and help where it is needed most for the children of Gaza. So thank you for all y'all's donations so far. And, you know, we still have that link open for y'all. So exclamation mark donate in the chat for that.
What's that stain? Looks
We love to see it. Thank you so much for that update.
Of course.
I've seen this somewhere.
Now,
I don't understand what
this puzzle's a hot mess. Astrid, would you like to explain what's going on here?
So you're putting this kind of like plate together by putting all the parts where they need to be. And some of them are obvious. You can see the cracks lead to the other cracks, but some of them are not obvious at all. That's just particularly the corner pieces. So when you arrange this on the clock, it gives you the numbers that go into the talisman, which are 643. And at that point, the whole thing is just such a mess of like trying to be like, does this corner piece go here? Well, that one didn't work, so I guess I'll move that corner piece over here. It's a whole thing. What a puzzle. I love that one.
Yeah, I sometimes play this game with visual filters on because in addition to the retro skins, the deluxe edition and or pre-order bonuses that you get with it include these really cool visual filters. Some of them are like 8-bit, some of them are retro, but one of them in particular is like this really bright pixelated neon, and I call it the flashbang filter because it makes that puzzle completely unreadable. you're going by vibes, baby. You're hoping it works out.
Let's see if you can get the shove. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
There's some doors. Theoretically, every door that you don't have to unlock, you can, if you time your distance from the door properly when you are moving towards it, you don't have to do the animation to open it. You can actually save up your speed going into it, and you just shove through the door and just not lose any of that momentum. And that can save quite a bit of time. I was actually, if y'all don't know, me and BigScared raced in this game recently, and BigScared caught up to me on just one of those door pushes through when I watched back through the race. Like, saved so much time.
They're just
Those doors are so mean. And sometimes you'll hear it close behind you and you're like, no, because you know it'll cost you the whole run and you're like on PB pace and you're going to spend 30 seconds opening that door back up. Beautiful fence. Oh, I was so scared.
So the reason that we're very relieved over that fence going well is when you're swinging the axe, there's a little crocodile slime monster on the ground. Whenever a monster is nearby Emily, and if you're swinging the axe, Emily goes, oh, I'm going to lock on to that automatically and start swinging. But no, we don't want to do that. We want to knock the fence down, and that's what we want to be doing with our axe. So the fact that Emily did not give in to the bad voices in her brain that tell her to fight monster instead of knock down fence is a good thing.
We're fighting the monster.
Oh,
okay, I'm free. I'm free.
There we go. Good job.
Let's go.
Let's go. Shout out to this scene. It's just so beautiful.
I was gonna say the design is amazing.
Right now, we have some time for donations. Just gonna do a little ladder climb and zip line.
Yeah, and then we're just gonna be mudding through the swamp for a minute, so we got plenty of time.
Of course, chat, !donate, of course, if you'd like to continue getting funds towards the PCRF and towards our incentives. Again, we can't pet any dogs here, but we do have some dogs to pet tomorrow, so if you want to pet some dogs tomorrow, we gotta hit that $1,300 mark. And of course, decide if we're playing as Batman or Robin first thing, bright and early in the morning. As well as, you know, it's for a good cause. We're all here. And of course, you get a really cool shout out on stream, read in the most iconic of ways, if I do say so myself. Like,
now,
we can't pet that one.
You want to pet this dog? They seem lovely.
This one. I would
they
rather
seem very
not.
friendly.
I'm scared.
That's just the bone dog.
Yeah, no, don't worry about them. They're fine.
Once again, swing an axe faster than just walking through the swamp. So through that water, we just go and we make our way back to the mansion known as Dersetto. Once we go through the Hateful Mound.
Yeah, we're here at the Hateful Mound, which is a place that our Uncle Jeremy has imagined because he read a book one time.
Yes.
The Power and Danger of Reading.
Literacy is a gift and a curse.
Truly.
If you want me to go over the story, I think now is a pretty good time to do it.
Now is the good time for that thing.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I got you. So basically, we are here. Emily is the reason that she is here at all, and the reason that also the detective, the other playable character, is here, is because this place, Dersetto, is essentially a sanitarium. Her uncle has been admitted here, and she's been in close contact with her uncle, sending letters and whatnot, but he's stopped replying. Emily is concerned about that, this being the 1920s, and their treatment of the mentally ill was not exactly stellar. So she was like, you know what, if I'm going to go and find out what happened to my uncle, I'm going to go find out by bringing a private detective with me, because I want to make sure everything's on the up and up. So we arrive here. They just tell us, oh yeah, your uncle, don't know where he went. He's just missing. And that's just kind of what we've been having to deal with. And then we find out, oh, there's all these different locations and places that are very important to Jeremy. So because of that, we are just going through all these places. At first, we understood the first one, which was New Orleans. We have memories of taking our uncle there and him taking us there. But the other places, fictional places, just things that were in books that Jeremy read. And there are things that he hid in those memories to keep them from a being known as the Dark Man, that we refer to affectionately as the Fart Man. You will see why later.
You will know him.
Yes. So, Emily makes up her mind to try to get Jeremy out of this pact that he made with the Dark Man, that he made when he was very young at a magician show that he saw one time. Because when you hire a magician, I'm just letting you know, no matter how cool it sounds, never hire a magician who's named something like the Dark Man. It will go badly for you and your entire family.
Not that it needed to be said, but yeah.
Yes.
If your magic is casket themed and invoking the pharaohs, maybe reconsider.
What?
Here is a puzzle that I remember Kotaku writing an article about with a title that was called "This Puzzle is Frustrating Speedrunners."
I actually really like this puzzle, but I completely understand why everyone has strong feelings about it. I'm just like, look, pretty picture every time.
I don't know if I can do this under pressure, but I am team pretty picture.
It is.
Look at
It
that.
is very pretty. It is
Such
very
a pretty
nice.
picture.
Oh yeah.
But once
And
again,
we're through.
the talisman, we put in the code and it takes us to another place. This time to a cemetery.
I love this part of the game. Because it's just loops. You're basically making these little loops around the cemetery to grab key object. Key object opens door. Lather, rinse, repeat with increasing number of key objects.
Yeah.
But it's a fun little circuit they have set up through here. Here's our first one. It's a medallion.
What's that for?
Now, very important. I'm going to grab the sledgehammer.
There we go. The sledgehammer. Actually, I want to give credit where credit's due. Is BigScared is the one who found this, that the sledgehammer is a little bit faster than the axe for sections like this, where you are swinging it through wading water or anything else that would just make you walk slower. So
I'll have to try this in real life to verify.
yeah.
Because it's a heavy weapon that you wield with both hands, I have a theory that it has weapon weight, which causes you to have more momentum in those segments than you normally would.
The only reason I disagree with that is because I feel like that's so much thought put into this game. And have you played this game?
Yes, and it would be entirely on par for that to be the one thing with the most consideration.
This matches Soulmass's comment in the Twitch chat saying this game is frustrating speedrunners.
True. I want to shout out the devs who in their most recent and last update to this game effectively patched out the any percent route. Just iconic Chad behavior.
Now, what Big Scared is going to do here is get past this guy and run through the fire. And this, a little hesitation trying in real life, but as the game teaches you, the fire doesn't actually stop you. It just hurts you a little bit. But if you go through the fire fast enough, you'll be fine. So I do want to hear back. I do want to hear back from you, Carly, about the you know, how the swinging the sledgehammer works. But I would raise some caution over the fire. That one, maybe not.
You know what? That one I might just wait until I find a way to develop being fireproof myself to test.
That's fair.
Never forget, use the buddy system, practice consent and safety, you know. We're all in this together in this weird little dungeon called life.
Fire is fine if you're fast. Good words,
Yes.
Amber.
So now we're mostly out of that section. We just got to grab one more thing right here, and then we can make our way to the end of this cemetery part of the level. I hope that you get good RNG on placing these. Every once in a while, when you put all of them just on the board, they all go where they are supposed to. Every once in a while, they don't, and you have to like replace them into a different spot, which loses a little bit of time. And I hate when that happens, because as a speedrunner, I like saving time.
Oh!
There we go.
First try.
Let's go. That was beautiful. Never mind the casket. We're just going to ignore that.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going. It's fine.
It's fine. It wasn't even real. We were just in the bedroom.
I need to find out more about Jeremy's pact with the Dark Man. He meant to go to Tarawaya.
Okay, I need to open his steamer trunk.
Shoutouts to both Detective Carnby and Emily for immediately knowing how to pronounce Tarawaya, despite the fact that they are Americans in the 1920s.
And also, it's a place that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
They're just super literate. They be reading.
Very much so. This is a little bit of pathing here that you can take to unlock a door a little bit earlier and get down where you're supposed to be by just taking a slightly longer route. Ultimately, this routing takes... It saves about 20 seconds off of the normal run. And this was a trick that was found by another speedrunner in the community. Just incredible things that people have found and worked on, and no major glitches. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that little unlocking of the door. This part's kind of tricky too. You just got to adjust the lens here.
Oh.
Good job, real quick. Trying to adjust that lens can be frustrating because it is very close to pixel perfect, where you have to get that lens in place and focused on the right thing. Very, very tough. So that was very fast.
Okay, can I break this? Can I break this for you? Oh, I was so close. There's a way on the console port of this that you can dodge out of this animation and just have her standing there awkwardly with one arm in the air.
Where is that?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that that didn't make it over to PC because I love looking at it.
It's so funny.
All right, so because Big Scare took that route that they did, you'll be able to see that past this door, all it's going to take to get into the room that Big Scare needs to be in is through this door, because it's unlocked. So now it's right on to the next chapter.
Just like that.
Now we are in Tarawaya, a fictional place, and this is where we get to meet the Fart Man. So Tarawaya is this big old library that we're going to be going through, and it's kind of just a game of stay away from the Fart Man. That's pretty much the idea, because that flatulence, powerful, too much for Emily, and that's kind of just the key. But because that's all we're going to be doing is grabbing a medallion, avoiding the fart man, and then getting to a book. You'll see how that plays out. But until then, Carly, what's going on? You want to tell us about anything?
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
I mean, I just want to point out that a character such as the fart man cannot be what takes us down. And also, I admire that Emily is doing all of this in office wear. That's super impressive.
Watch out. The fart man cometh. There he goes.
Oh, no.
And this is why we call him that, because he very clearly has an aura of danger around him.
Yes. He is emanating something that damages you when you get in it.
Now, I would like to encourage any donors to tell us what his Taco Bell order is.
Yes.
Ooh.
What did the fart man have?
Exclamation mark, donate in the chat if you want to decide what it is that the fart man had for lunch to give us this effect, this aura, sorry, if you will.
So this next little part, what you're going to see is BigScared is going to tempt the Dark Man out of this doorway.
Ooh.
You need him to go on a fart walk, okay?
He just kind of
He
hangs
just
out.
to walk it off.
He just hangs out in that room there for quite some time, but he won't come out unless he knows that you're there. So just going to come in, peek out, and then now he's going to walk on his merry way, and we're just going to slip past him and not get too subsumed by the fart man's aura.
You'll notice that he still did a good third of the health off the top of my bar there. The longer you linger in his aura of permanence, the more the purple meter will go up, starting from the top down. And so if you are already damaged, it's not a super big deal to take a little bit of fart damage. But if you are like really damaged and you stand there too long, he can kill you.
Death by fart sounds like a horrible way to go.
It truly does.
Yeah, it's basically a different way of saying death by exposure. So when we read this book, we have another encounter with the fart man, but we are saved, thankfully. And we are sent along our merry way by that wonderful lesbian in the green dress that we saw earlier. Kind of saw. She exists only in cutscenes for us, sadly.
We love her anyway.
Yeah, we love her anyway. If I may, I want to point out how wonderful it is that, like, when you play as Emily, she is all about you. She's like, oh my gosh, this beautiful woman. I want to get to know this woman. But when you play as the detective, it's not like she's upset, but she's just kind of like, oh yeah, I can help, whatever, it's fine. And
she's very curt and cold to him, and it is hilarious.
yes, I appreciate that. And also the appreciation here for just the doctor that is at Derceto for when you can read all the patients here files and you can meet them. They also only exist in cutscenes. And they all have different things that they're dealing with as patients at this asylum. But for hers, of course, she was sent here because, I don't know, she just likes women. Must be something wrong with her. But his report on her is just, there's literally nothing wrong with her. She can stay here as long as she wants, but it's whatever. I don't care.
I love that so much.
That's amazing.
Now, my best friend Sledgehammer here is about to become very important again because we have a friend. And so it becomes a defensive item, and I'm just going to slug my way past.
There you go. Good job. Yeah. He can be the worst, that guy. And if you don't start swinging that hammer first before, like, going around that corner, he can just push you back and just stop you from progressing and basically stun lock you. He's annoying. I actually do this method of just as I go around the corner, pulling out my gun and shooting him because why not? He's that horrible.
This is ridiculous.
Pre-fire go
Gun,
wild.
you'd say.
I'm not
Mhm.
complaining.
Yep. That is worth noting that we picked up the machine gun, but earlier we also ran past a shotgun. The reason that we don't pick up the shotgun is actually if you don't pick up the shotgun, less enemies spawn.
The
And
advanced theater where
we don't
Jeremy
need the shotgun. If you notice, we've been running past most of the enemies anyways, so it's not like having another gun is actually necessary. And anything that we do need to kill, the machine gun makes short work of them. So that is the one gun that we do pick up.
Molly.
I like to throw that Molotov to break up the group. No. They got me
Rude.
anyway. It's okay.
Oof.
It's okay. Because there's an autosave right there.
Indeed.
Boom. We're good.
Beautiful.
Already have my stuff. Let's grab these bullies and then we can skedaddle.
Calculated. They were just showing y'all what not to do, chat.
Exactly. When you're speedrunning, just that's a mistake that can be made.
Give that fire safety warning, and I made the mistake
True.
of standing in the fire. This is what not to do.
Run through, do not linger.
So normally what happens is that group stands there, and then they kind of just continue standing there. And so I break them up a little bit. Let me through. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Beautiful.
No, a little bit hot, but you know, it's fine. Emily
They
is
didn't
a little
even
bit hot.
singe my dress.
Emily's just a baddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now we are at the location where Jeremy first met the Dark Man. Imagine going to see this cool magician and you're just like, oh, I wonder what this show is going to be like. He's emerging from a coffin. Cool. That's a really interesting thing.
Okay, so
And
there's a
then,
break-
and then, you know, family members of yours start dying. It's,
Dark Man's temple.
I'm glad that we have David Blaine and not the Dark Man as our big magician celebrity.
That needs to go on a shirt for merch for this game.
Somewhere the masked
So now
magician is
through
shaking
the
their head.
coffin.
No, not back into the coffin. Emily, what are you doing?
Oh, Emily,
Why are you like
rude.
this?
It's scary out there. It's like there's an eclipse happening and everything. She knows what happened in Berserk.
True.
So now we are in Egypt and we just got to get some rope to descend down a hole. Always remember, this is something that BigScared taught me. If you are going down into a hole, it's a horror game.
Yes.
That's one of the things that makes it there.
Yeah. There are several things that automatically make a game a horror game. Descending into hole, the presence of a clock tower, a sewer segment where swearing happens. If they do a little cuss, it's horror. And buddy segments where you have a little friend following you around that you have to protect. So Sonic, the ones with tails, horror automatically.
Wild.
There you go.
Okay, you can do this, Emily.
All
Anyways,
right,
I hope you
down
like
Emily
Temple Run.
goes into the hole. Yeah.
That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
The first thing that Emily has to do here is avoid the bats. They can be pretty annoying, but they are going to attack every once in a while. They'll try to get in the way. The worst thing that can happen is they grab on to Emily. Hopefully that does not happen. There's going to be a series of switches that make light beams come down from the ceiling, and we got to put talismans to intercept the light beams and connect them with these different light balls or eyeballs that are on the wall to open other doors. That's essentially what this part of the run is. There is a really, really cool speedrun trick that is coming up here in just a second, where it involves the hammer. So first things first.
This is the trick, by the way, that Astrid sold me on the run for. So once we get this
moving
laser
the light
here.
back to, over at this wall, you're going to see BigScared swing a hammer at the wall. There is a thing on the other side of that wall that's stopping that from opening, but the hammer can just clip through the wall and just break that down on the other side. And once it's broken, it just comes down. So that stops you from having to do this whole process of going around, which spawns other enemies and is
amazing.
Not the bat, Emily! The door! Thank you.
Emily is apparently Team Robin, so donate to vote against Emily and get us to play Batman Tomorrow speedrun.
Wow.
That segue was nice, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
I loved it. All right, so right now, BigScared does have some time to get to the next talisman spot, put that in, and align the lights. So yeah, plenty of time for either donos or letting us know what's coming up.
Of course, as I mentioned, there's a current incentive. Tomorrow's first game is going to be The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and if you donate right now, !donate, get us to 1200 before midnight, maybe. We have the chance for you to decide whether our runner is going to be playing as Batman or Robin, which is a massive, massive decision because, you know, you get to choose either the hero or the sidekick. So you're shaping the story and also changing the world with that donation because, of course, all funds benefit the PCRF, the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So it's all for a good cause and it's all in good fun. So consider that, please, and thank you. Of course, we have also the incentive of during the a later run in the day to pet a giant dog during Curse Crackers for whom the bell tolls. So, you know, we already pet the cat yesterday. It's time to pet that dog tomorrow. It's gonna be great.
Pet lovers rise up.
I feel like in any game, if you don't pet an animal when there's an option to pet an animal, why are you even playing the game?
It's true.
True.
Now, I want to point out that the door we broke earlier is the one that we just unlocked with that laser. And if you had not broke down the door earlier, you probably would have spent 5 to 10 minutes running around this whole place, trying to get down there just to come back up here. That time save alone is massive. And now, in classic survival horror sort of fashion, we gotta escape. It's not like Resident Evil, though. There's no timer.
Yeah, the thing about this is the whole place is coming down because what would be the point in a video game of going to an ancient tomb if it wasn't going to collapse on you while you were there?
I've just kind of come to expect ancient tombs to collapse just by generally being an ancient tomb. Comes with the territory.
It's true. The integrity of the building over time. We gotta get these buildings up to code. This is why.
Any architect out there that makes tombs, do you do this on purpose? Do you build a tomb and be like, oh, this is gonna fall so nicely? Please let us know.
All right, chapter 4. This is the part with the most variance in the game. Astrid, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's not one-to-one on all the other chapters when you're playing as Detective Carnby, but they're very, very similar going through as Emily and Carnby through the game, but not for chapter 4. Chapter 4 is completely different depending on what character you play as. And the reason is the Darkman accepts your offer to destroy the contract between him and Jeremy. But only if you agree to relive the thing in your life that you hated the most, the thing that you guilt over, the thing that like keeps you up at night. So those are different depending on which character you play as. So yeah, it is worth noting that because of how these chapters end for the characters, this route is, for no major glitches, just faster for Emily. And you're going to see a huge skip coming up that, while the technique can be done for Carnby, it's only actually effective and saves time for Emily. So first, Emily's going to grab this key that's on the ground of the first floor, and heading down there, we're going to have another encounter with the Darkman. He is going to freeze Emily in fear when he sees her. And at that moment, we could just stand there and let it happen, and you see a door open. But BigScared has a hammer and can swing hammer. We don't need to be scared of no Darkman. We can just go back on through, and we can go into the door right next to the Darkman. Oh, that was close and almost.
You almost got me.
So
That was so close.
that is a huge skip. It saves you from having to go to the director's office, put in some codes, and open up a safe, get into a desk drawer, have another cutscene to skip, do this whole other loop. Instead, we just go straight to Emily's flashback. And this is Emily's flashback is her thinking about her fiance at World War I, who passed away due to World War I related causes, but not actually dying in the war. Now, the reason is that when this chapter ends, the next place that we are supposed to go is the basement. Well, Emily's chapter just ends in the basement. The reason that that's important is because for Detective Carnby, it doesn't. So you still have to go to the director's office to get the key to go to the basement. So that is why Emily's is just so much faster than Carnby's doing no major glitches.
More hammer strats here. You'll notice she gets periodically startled by explosions, as one is wont to do in the trenches.
Naturally.
But when you have a hammer, you don't gotta be afraid of that.
It's true. You just swing hammer, you feel better.
Emily and her hammer against
Immediately
the
feel
world.
better.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have to avoid the dog again. If you want to pet the dog, make sure to donate towards the Curse Crackers from the Bell Toils incentive.
Indeed.
We're not going to be
That
doing it
dog-
right now.
Yes, that dog pettable. This one, not so much.
Yes. We're going to have our second encounter with Dog in a moment. And this one can be spicy.
Spicy dog.
Yeah.
This one has been really rude in my practice runs, so
Yeah, in
give me your
general,
luck, everyone.
Luck
in
be on
general,
our
if you stay to the left, you should be like okay, but sometimes not. There you go. Good job.
That was really close.
I like when he just doesn't jump and it's like, oh, cool, thank you. It's free.
Yeah, there's a couple different moves that the spicy doggo can do. The pounce is pretty much an instant kill unless you have a completely full bar of health. But it can also do a swipe attack. It can also do like a grab and a bite. And they all do variable amounts of damage. You'll notice it's probably going to pounce here. It did not.
Ooh.
That was
Luck is on
kind.
our side. What a well-trained dog.
I know. It heard us say it was a bad doggo, and it wants to prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Some good
know what?
dogs in the chat, and exclamation mark donate if you want to pet that dog tomorrow during the speed run of Cursed Crackers, for whom the bell toils. And it's a giant dog, so it'll be some giant pets.
I'm feeling the sudden urge to pet that dog.
It's calling to me.
I can feel it calling to me.
I gotta run. There's no way.
You know, this dog has actually been really good to us. I think maybe we should. Maybe we should go say hi.
Let's go back and pet this dog.
You
It'll be
know
fine.
what? Any time spent petting this dog is worth it.
Then Emily wakes up and is like, I blacked out. Did I pet the dog?
Well, there's the dog. Bye, buddy.
Bye, dog.
Oh, look, it's our husband. We're just going to flash forward to the basement here.
Indeed.
Where is this? Where?
Now we are in the basement here and with some hammer swings because Emily has to normally check the flashlight and be like, oh no, my flashlight. Why won't it work? What's going on with my flashlight? We just swing hammer and flashlight comes back on eventually. It's fine. We don't have to worry about that. You do have to be careful in here though. Because Emily will get stuck on some things on the ground. And when that happens,
That's better.
you get... It's awkward down here. This whole place is just awkward.
Yeah, that locker that I pushed out of the way has killed so many of my runs. The bucket next to the fuse box has killed so many of my runs. This particular puzzle has also killed many of my runs, but not for the reason you're thinking. Sometimes it will just trap you inside it.
Oh.
I have never gotten that. I feel...
Yeah.
What an experience.
Yeah, sometimes I'll just get stuck on this when it zooms in, and it'll just stay there. So I'm glad we were free. It's all right. We have a key called the truth now. If only it were that simple.
Yep, now we are... well, we're still down here in the basement, but we've got to go recover some stuff for our Uncle Jeremy. Specifically, Jeremy's brain scan, which is going to reveal some little brain worms inside of Jeremy there.
Oh,
So-
no.
Because it is a survival horror game, can you guess what we need to do with that information? That's right. We need those brain worms to unlock a door later.
I was waiting for it.
I was sitting here like, no, it can't be that. We don't need to grab those.
No, it is absolutely a key puzzle to open a door, which is the funniest thing.
That is amazing.
And the key to getting the brain worms, of course, is assembling the scan of your brain.
Yep.
Naturally.
The thing
Don't get
about
stuck in this puzzle. Like
This is
soul mass being stuck in the mud and the bayou
This is
taking you.
deceptively hard.
Yeah, and you can get stuck in this puzzle.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm free. Thank you.
Soul Mass, thank you for the $10 donation, by the way.
Thank you, gamer.
Can you read what Soul Mass said again, by the way? 'Cause I didn't want to
Soul
talk over
Mass
that.
said, I'm stuck in the mud and the bayou is taking me.
Perfect. That is the meme of the game.
This is why you need that trusty sledgehammer on you.
It's true. The sledgehammer will help you get out of the mud. If only Jeremy had one.
Rookie mistake, dude.
Yes, hi, hello. This is my travel sledgehammer.
How'd you get that through TSA?
TSA understands. If you're trying to go fast, Just tell them
Sledgehammer.
that. Bring your sledgehammer and just say, I need to go fast.
I think
You use
that's a
the
good way to
sledgehammer
get
to skip the
arrested pretty
line.
fast. Speedrun TSA Jill.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's the brain worms, the perfect way to assemble the statue. Perfect.
Ew.
It's all right. We immediately got rewarded for solving that puzzle with another puzzle.
Mm-hmm. And now,
Just the way we like it.
Because of this part being this part, I will be quiet to let the meme happen.
Yeah, enjoy.
This feels familiar somehow.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jeremy, where are you?
I'm stuck in the mud and the fire's taking me. I can't do it anymore.
Sylvester, thank you once again.
I'll get the boat running. I'll get you out of here.
I want to point out that the first part of his line there is iconic, where he's like, I'm stuck in the mud and the bayou was taking me. But I have a special soft spot in my heart for the second line where he's like, the motor is dead. And he sounds so distraught.
By the way, BigScared just got through one of the most annoying sections of the game. There's this little head crab enemy that slides into place, and the game really wants you to fight it and will rubber band you back to make sure that you do if you go away from it sometimes. So that didn't happen. That's very good.
Yeah, you might have noticed I was moonwalking instead. Gotta get out of there.
You had your sledgehammer on you, of course. No wonder you're fast.
True.
I'd say justice for Jeremy, but I think our hashtag should instead be sledgehammer for Jeremy.
Yes, get him his training sledgehammer. Let him learn the lays. All right, because our boat is in fact stuck in the mud, we simply have to get it going again. Isn't it great that there's like 30-year-old kerosene that we can put in this completely stable engine?
I think it just
Sometimes you just get that lucky in life. The odds are in your favor. Only sometimes, though.
You know, I'm hoping luck stays in our favor because we're about to have one of the most egregious rubber banding moments coming up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about this boat, but it's all about rubber bands.
Mm-hmm.
But
Boat is made out of rubber bands, confirmed?
oh,
Confirmed.
no, I hadn't considered it. These parts coming up with the head crab, some of these guys can lock you into place, which is annoying.
Ooh.
Thankfully, they didn't seem to do it, so that's really cool. But
This dinghy.
yeah, this little lifeboat hanging off the side, you'll see BigScared stand up here and wait till it comes to a resting point down here, because if you go too soon, it's over. You rubber band into infinity and beyond. It's over. So yeah, that's why it's like, you're gonna wait there. The game will ensure that if you don't, you'll be right back on that boat.
Yeah, it will punish you for not waiting there aggressively. I've been rubber banded all the way out from the other side of this cutscene back onto the boat because I got off the dinghy too quickly.
Yeah.
Oh no. Patience is rewarded.
It is just absolutely unhinged, but we've made it out of there. And we've made it to one of the coolest parts of the game. The throwback segment.
Indeed. I love this segment. You'll see what it is. This game is a remake from the game from 1992 that played with fixed cameras like this.
Miss Hartwood, lock the door, will you? I'd rather not run into dear Dr. Gray if I can help.
And the devs briefly entertained the idea of making the entire game like this. And while that would be really novel and interesting and like a very faithful homage to the original game, they did modernize the playstyle, but they kept this segment in, which is so cool. I hope you like jazz.
You like
Secret door.
jazz?
Looks like it.
Careful. Let me go first.
Let me go first. Why is he gonna say it like that?
So
With the jazz?
Uh-huh.
It's so much.
Talking. Great job, Emily.
Now, we mentioned that the stuck in the mud meme is one of the best lines in the game. One of my favorite lines is coming up here if Emily would just do what I'm telling her to do. Thank you.
I hope it's the line I'm thinking
I didn't see
of.
It is the line you're thinking of.
This has something to do with the numbers for the
So real quick, we gotta go answer a phone call. But when we come back, Detective Carnby is gonna say something so unhinged that I'm gonna hold silence for it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite just conversations in the game.
Hello?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, it's Jeremy.
Who's there? Jeremy?
Jeremy is with the Dark Man. You can't save him.
Jeremy is with the Dark Man? Where? Who is he? What is the Dark Man?
The Heartwood curse. He will come for you too.
Oh no, not the fart man.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Low key, if I heard that there was a fart man coming after me, I'd probably laugh. But when I saw what the fart man is capable of, I'd be like, oh no! I don't want the fart man to get me.
You laugh until it's too late.
Exactly.
All right, here it comes.
You heard the telephone.
I love
right?
this.
No, the telephone's cut off. I tried calling the police earlier.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Here we go.
Hey, Mr. Carnby?
What?
Nothing, right?
It's a closet?
That's right, detective. I'll see you later. I have to finish this.
You're going inside the closet?
I can't explain it. Must justify it.
All right. You do what you have to do, man.
I love his energy. He's just like, I don't understand. Maybe you just gotta do closet things. You have fun.
Mm-hmm.
And little did we know, it was a portal to Narnia. We're on our way to see Mr. Tumnus. Now, real quick, I want to say thank you to everyone who donated towards the incentive to upgrade this run to the Black Goat. Normally, this would be our final push towards what would be the final boss of the Grace run. But because we unlocked that additional incentive, there is an extra boss fight after this one. But before we get there, we do have to do an incredible amount of lunges through the snow here.
Now we got time to talk about some things, Carly. It's probably the last really good chance.
Mm-hmm.
Just again, then, you guys, a reminder that we have a couple of incentives for you. If you donate, you have the chance to decide whether during the speedrun of the Adventures of Batman and Robin, Cypher will be playing as Batman or Robin. So it's your choice whether we're the hero or the sidekick. If you want to decide what our path will be that we follow tomorrow, bright and early, noon Eastern, that's your chance. And of course, the super important option of petting a giant dog. So whenever you donate, you can set either or both of these things as your target. You can attribute your donation towards petting the dog, and whether you'd like to see your runner play as Batman or Robin. And of course, all funds go to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund.
Emily.
You should not have come. I want to give a quick warning and rip in chat to the headphone users. This fight is going to be quite loud and quite screechy.
Get ready.
Good.
We
That's
just
a pretty
gotta
good
solve
fight.
a mid-fight puzzle, because of course there's a mid-fight puzzle.
Yep. Just gotta align the giant talisman. And once the
there's-
giant talisman is aligned, boss fight.
The dark man.
Yeah, and there's some lore about the specific constellation that has been being ignited here, and the fact that it's Taurus and connections to elder gods. This game has some really intense, deep lore, and we're skipping all of it. You want to see something really cool? Look at our friend here. He's beheld the truth. And the truth is that we're raising a lot of money here for Palestine Children's Research Fund.
So true.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Amazing.
So this
Don't
boss
throw a
fight
snowball at me.
It
Rude.
basically consists of trying to like do enough damage. The boss goes down, stab boss in chest with dagger 3 times. So one more time coming up. And it's been really good luck that BigScared has been getting actual ammo spawning for the machine gun during this, because sometimes you just don't get it. And
Yeah, sometimes it'll spawn shotgun ammo in here, even though you don't have the shotgun.
yeah, it's bad. But we have defeated that which would normally be the final boss, but y'all wanted to see that black goat ending, so you're gonna get one more boss fight after this.
Yeah. And you might be wondering what the black goat is. There is a whole subplot of this game that involves ritual worship of an elder deity. Here she comes. Here she is, the black goat of the woods, the mother of 1,000 hungry young. Isn't she lovely?
Amazing.
And of course, now that she's here, we gotta fight her.
All right, so final boss fight coming up.
That thing. It's gonna kill everything in its way.
Basically, how this fight is going to happen is first 2 phases. One is going to be on a balcony. That's the easy stuff. When you're just shooting down at the black goat from this balcony that we're heading towards. So once BigScared gets there through this little hole in the roof, then the fight will commence.
You might notice I'm grabbing everything I can. It's because resources inside the arena are sparse and do not respawn. And so if we run out of ammo, we run out of ammo. And I don't want that to happen.
Spend it wisely.
Isn't she lovely? She seems great.
Can we pet her?
We can, with our gun.
There's little targets. If you ever played a Resident Evil game, you know to look for the eyeballs and shoot for those. In this case, there are these little egg sacs that are growing on the side of her. That's what we're going to be trying to shoot. That's what we're aiming for, which is easier said than done for sure, especially when she's moving around and shaking all the time. That's the goal. Once the first phase is done, you'll know, because through the floor, Emily shall fall, and phase 2 of the fight will happen.
Don't spit on me. That's rude. All right, phase 2 should commence. Here we go. Now, time will happen after she slams the ground 2 times while we're in this stage of the arena. She's going to produce young twice. She's going to do some steppies. It's going to be a little chaotic, but I'm also going to do my best to call it out when it happens.
Locked in right now.
Yeah,
Indeed.
we're locked in. For those of you who saw the race between me and Astrid, you might remember this boss as the one that spontaneously started floating on my screen. That cost me the race.
Yeah, literally. BigScared was probably about 10, 15 seconds ahead of me, easy. And then the black goat just started floating, and that was it. Race was over.
Alone in the dark gives, it also takes. Luckily, she's given me great access to these egg sacs.
How kind.
There's the first wump. We need one more of those. Time will happen when that happens the next time. All right, she's gonna make more babies. I'm gonna look for ammo. Shotgun shells. I don't even have that gun.
Oh no. That's Resident Evil mechanics for sure.
Machine gun ammo? Yes.
Yeah, while this game is pretty consistent and happening the same way every time, the only thing that is actually randomized is ammunition and like healing items. And also throwable things. Sometimes you're just like, oh, I'll just grab the health on my way. And instead there's just like an empty bottle you can throw. And it's like, oh,
Or
cool.
works a brick. The brick is so useless. Because it doesn't even do damage. The bottle, you can light stuff on fire with it. All right, we've got some eyeballs.
Time is coming up pretty quick.
Let's do a safety heal. We don't want to lose the run of this fight. Oh, so many of these head crabs just hanging out. All right. Please stop targeting the little ones.
You're being feisty right now.
She's so mad at me. Rightfully so. I am ruining her day. Oh, you're going into another. There we go. That's time. And there's the black goat of the woods.
Ooh,
Once again, structural integrity of your building. Get your buildings up to code, people.
PSA for all architects, please and thank you. When building a
that's
tomb,
Alone in the
think of the
Dark.
Raiders.
Fantastic job.
Amazing.
you, thank you.
Congratulations.
Emily.
When was our time?
I don't understand anything that just happened.
Beautiful.
The whole gang was a cult dedicated to something called the Black Goat of the Woods.
Well,
I've been trying to gather as much information.
Let's get some GGs and applause in the chat for Biggs. That was amazing.
thank you, thank you. We've met the black goat. We have succeeded in rescuing Jeremy. There he is.
Are you alright?
Jeremy!
We've also rescued Grace, who we didn't meet in this run because she only existed in cutscenes. But
We did
she
it
was a
anyway.
very important character, and she made it.
Happy. Okay?
While we get to the credits here, I just want to thank you all for being here. Thank you again for joining me, Astrid. Is there anywhere we could follow you? Find you?
Sure. Twitch.tv/Astrid the Horror Girl. I play horror games and I speedrun horror games.
And again, I'm BigScared. You can find me on twitch.tv/BigScared, or in most places on the internet as either BigScared or I'm BigScared with no spaces or punctuation. Looking forward to that.
Let's go.